Okay, abusuya be ma kwa ba sonko so ereba POG Media so. Yere be ko political highway ni so highway ni de ensem bebre wo so ayen so ya jepene se be me abiyafo no ahu de eko ene de ba abusuya ma yembonra yensem mu no. Aya Sophia Akuffo, former Chief Justice, retired Chief Justice. Ono ede ensem bi ababetuja na ensem a ode ababetuja no. Eye constitution no na o chere say John Dramani Mahama I ready say obeye constitutional review ono no o support no na constitution no errors bebre wuma ono no wababeye former wababeye chief justice ni bida wahu saa nneoma ni nyina nti no beboa John Dramani Mahama na eche say why say constitutional review no ama eye chief justice Torkonoo so no ede ne de atoso a o chere say no create through do constitutional review ni de say eba so yensa emomre no menko na yankonkoti ensema ekos na answer na ebeko no o ensem kan bi afahye your comment section like na share ma afofron so answer into me enkabi aha POG Media so madam ase
Chief Justice Sophia Akuffo, thank you very much. Good morning. Hey, and did you hear Sophia Akuffo's last interview? In the course of the week, she says the same thing that Justice Torkonoo CJ is talking about, changing the constitution in terms of how the Chief Justice is appointed. Currently, we don't have separation of powers. So the Chief Justice is in the armpit of the President. So we need to change this constitution quickly. Bring true independence to the judiciary. Look, the way usually the executive hound judges when they have cases concerning the government, etc., is terrible. It's terrible. Akufo-Addo even took it to the West, where he could hound Bafuboni, Justice Bafuboni of the Supreme Court, day and night. Bafuboni, resign. I'll give you X to resign. I'll give you Y to resign, etc. It's bad. Look, if judges talk to you, you see that they have no peace. They have no peace. They didn't enjoy that much peace under Akufo-Addo at all. They were hounded left, right, center. That is not separation of powers. We need true independence. We need to reform the Judicial Council, make it truly independent of the executive so that we will have true separation of powers. Right? I mean, you ask lawyers who had cases before judges, and sometimes because of the way Akufo-Addo behaved, you have to find ways of delaying the case. Delaying so that Akufo-Addo will be out. Then you know that, okay, now, at least from what we knew the last time, JM is better than Akufo-Addo. He will not hound as much. But just to avoid anything at all like that, let's just change the constitution. You know, the election of the MMDCs, etc. So that this MMDCs will be accountable to the citizens, right? To make our development go faster. Because right now the MMDCs all have to please the president, not the citizens. The citizens or the persons in the districts, the municipalities don't elect those MMDCs. So rather, they look to please the executive, the president, and not the citizens. That's not development, right? Okay, so thank you. So now, Mr. Joe Jackson says we should concentrate more on the recovery of the loot. Look, talking bluntly, not as a lawyer. You know, when I come here, it's not every time I'm wearing a lawyer.
We should all bring ideas. In fact, give them information on the factors that influence the loss at the 2024 election. So, well, that's what you.
Well, you invite. Well, see now they can invite, but when we were talking to them, they were not listening. Well, we spoke to them about how they had destroyed their party, the way Mr. Akufo-Addo truncated the party's tradition of leadership selection. Okay, MPP has a leadership selection process that will tell you people to bid their time. From here, it goes here. From here, it goes there, and all that. You allowed one man to hijack the party and silence all of you, made you all of you timid. Now people are talking. MP people, they call you on the quiet and say, hey, what you are saying is true, and all that. Now they are calling us that we should come and give advice. When we were advising them, were they not sending people to be insulting us and all that? We won't give them any advice.
Well, you have said it. What you have done, the diagnosis you did right now, is what they are calling on you to do. So what you are saying you won't do, you have done. But,
no, but let me respond to the bit about oral. No,
yes.
Yeah, but you have to give me.
Yes.
So Martin, you see yeah, okay, thank you. No, let us. You see, Martin, I agree with you. You see, there should be commonsensical approach to everything. Okay, it is only one person. You see, during the Akuffo ambulance thing, we are told that the people wanted to return the money, and we chose that we want to prosecute him. At the end of the day, the guy was left off the hook by the law, and we didn't get the money.
I hope we'll ask the current attorney.
No. I'm saying we should not use a wholesale approach of this nature.
So my point is that
I think that's what I think you underscore that point because people made that point.
So my point is that
let's be wholesale.
Let's use a commonsensical approach to this. Yes. If people have stolen the money and they want to bring it, let's collect. But when we collect, we will decide on whether we want to prosecute them again or want to let them go. But my view is that it should never happen that a country that is broke like this, when somebody is returning money, say, wait, don't return. We want. Why? Are you okay? Are you Godfrey Dami?
Please. Very mature.
Okay. The issue is, if the person, and you don't want before I come in to you, Mr. Bawa, just a quick one on this, because the position, yes, if the person returns $50 million, how do you determine that that's the total amount of money the person has looted? I mean, I don't see how that really works, gentlemen. It's different from the Akuffo case. There was a document quoting a specific amount, so we knew the amount involved. But this one, you are saying somebody comes to you in the quiet and says, "Oh, I'm bringing $50 million back. That's what I looted." How do you determine that that's the full amount? Or we okay because the person is bringing a fraction of what they stole? I don't see how that works. But Mr. Boa.
Good morning to your viewers. Good morning to my colleagues. I think maybe basically the purpose of prosecuting somebody for a wrongdoing, particularly in terms of either embezzlement, misappropriation, whatever it is. One is to ensure that whether it is an asset, whether it's money, whatever that the person took from the state, that you are able to get it back and ensure that it is used for what it was meant for. But also there should be that angle of deterrence, that don't create the impression that seems to suggest that, let me try. If they catch me, I send the money. If they don't catch me, I take the money away. Then you encourage people to go ahead to do more. So there must be a balanced track as to when to do what and how to do it. The example of the ambulance case, the state was obviously going to get money. In any case, that would have gone into the consolidated fund. For all you know, they dug a few boreholes here and there. But as we speak now, per the rulings of the court, those monies have been lost, as it were. And so I think that depending on the situation, the Attorney General should be able to determine the reasonableness of the offer. That I want to give you this. Will that serve the purpose for which we are doing? Because in any case, anybody you take into jail, the state is still spending money anyway on the person. Yes. So you need to look at all these things, and I believe there have been examples beyond just the borders of Ghana where things like this have done, and I believe it is on the basis of that the issue of this plea bargain thing was passed in Parliament to ensure that people who know that, look, what I have done is wrong and that I am ready to remedy it by doing XYZ. Then you look at it, that's the first point. The other point is that what Professor Jampo said, it sounded, I keep quiet, don't talk about this. It sounded good to my ears as a member of the NDC. But I've always said that.
Which one?
When he was talking about the fact that MPP should shut up and then they shouldn't. Okay. It sounded good to my ears anyway. But that being said,
I said they should leave it to us. You criticize because you know how to do it.
I just wanted to make a comment on that. I think that, but you see, I see some value in criticisms anyway.
Absolutely.
And usually, even somebody the fact that I have done something that is bad doesn't mean that I don't know it's bad. So if you're also doing it, I can remind you that I did this. And so on the basis of that, I also do the same. And for me, criticism in itself also tries to let you walk in the narrow path, like Francis Salome's book, walking in the narrow path. So you are able to know that I'm doing something that's not very good, and let me see how I can get it done. And so for me, the NDC will stand to benefit if people really constructively criticize the party and the government, because that is how we will make. Because if you look at the and I agree that, look, it is not just the NDC voters that brought NDC to power in this current election. So it went beyond just the core NDC people who anyway will go and vote for NDC. Yeah. There were people who voted for NDC because they want to see something different.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. It's something. I think that as a democracy, we should still allow people to air their views, vent, even in the course of venting, you will see something that is beneficial that you can use in improving on whatever you're doing.
But you see, I would advise the MPP not to listen to you, because what you are doing is rather, if they do so, you see, they will take their minds. You see, he's MPP, he's encouraging you to take your mind off. No, you are not invited. Right. He's he's taking their mind off the need for them to rebuild the party. Okay? He's being mischievous. Don't listen to him, because he's trying to. You are trying to. He's trying to prevent them from focusing on rebuilding the party and rescuing it from the claws of the party. The moment they begin to focus, on outside without looking at what has happened inside, then you cannot strengthen the party.
Thank you.
And so I'm thinking that it is important that the party
they should focus on what Mr. Bauer.
But I'm not taking your time. I'm taking Mr. Bauer's time. Why is he? He's complaining. Then I've not heard.
Thank you.
And so I think that as much as possible, when we let people air out what they feel and how they feel about it, it helps. A typical example is, just a few days ago, I realized that the media space in most of the platforms that I saw anyway, let me not be so conclusive in my statement, you saw that headmasters and chars and whatever were airing out and saying that let your kids bring food to school. I know this because I have a daughter who's in the secondary school, and I know that even though there was this pretense that look all was well, we needed to make sure that these kids had food in the school, to the extent that sometimes you negotiate even with teachers in the school and say, look, privately, I am bringing this in here. If my daughter comes and says she needs it, can you give this to my daughter? Knowing that if they don't do that, maybe she may end up coming back home very malnourished. You understand what I'm making? But now today, I see that people Charles is talking all over the place. It's good, in my opinion, because look,
they are not criticizing. Now they are free. Some burden has been lifted out of them.
So I think that I see some level of people are relief. People are relaxed to talk and do things, and that is how the country must look like. Because look, trust me, all of us seated here, on any day, the number of mistakes we do, we can just easily know that. Look, by virtue of the fact that we are human beings, we will make them. And the only way we can be straightened is the fact that Martin will see and say that, look, Eddie, what you did here was wrong. Or maybe Andy will say that what you said here. Look, in the last parliament that we had this challenge, over majority, they say people who had lost it. Okay. Myself and Andy, you remember? Myself and Andy met. And beyond just all politics, we told ourselves, look, Charlie, we need to handle this parliamentary thing well. Because the way we are doing, it looks like if we are not careful, we are inviting our brothers in the balances to come. Myself and him. Yes. We sat there and had that discussion. Right. He's an MPP man, I'm an NDC man. But we saw some common ground that we could have a discussion.
The way we were throwing mud at each other.
So we had that discussion, myself and him. So
but honorable, you see, I think I'm clarifying something. I'm clarifying something by making the point that nobody has said that there shouldn't be criticism. But I'm saying that you criticize because you have a certain competence and knowledge and expertise in an area. Okay, you are criticizing the governance style of the government.
I understand.
And you yourself,
I understand.
You don't know anything about governance.
But Prof,
So leave it to those of us who know and let us criticize.
The truth of the matter, and you are very right.
He doesn't lie in
He
their mouth.
who seeks equity must come with clean hands. So I understand that there are some things that basically you do not. People may not have the moral right to talk about.
You don't know anything about it.
I'm just,
you want to criticize.
I'm just saying that.
Are you the host?
I am just saying that. I'm just saying that. For me, as an NDC person, and the fact that we're in government, that I think that the party will benefit if people were to tell us that, look, we are wrong or we are right.
Okay.
Because then we can put in the corrective measures. Look, if Akuffo had listened to a lot of things that people said, he may not have gone down as one of the worst presidents we've ever had.
He's the worst. Yes. One of.
So I'm not too sure. But myself and you didn't experience anything beyond Rollins.
Comparative superiority. So the point.
So the point I'm just trying to make is that as a party, as NDC, we should be open to criticisms, particularly constructive criticisms, and then wherever we think that what people say is right or maybe it seems to make sense, let's take it on board and ensure that we deliver on the mandate that the people of Ghana have given to us.
Okay, thank you. Now, this is a path that really falls within the forward movement that you intend to
three issues here
quick one
that I want to comment on. One about protecting public press, as the laws that give citizens capacity to so do. And indeed, the Constitution is the biggest law that gives that mandate. And indeed, Constitution doesn't even entice citizens to so do, but put an obligation on citizens to do, as I showed in Article 41F. We are mandated by the Constitution to do so, save that in matters of public discourse and public malfeasance. Most of the time we expect the criminal laws to function, but we can also complement that with the civil laws, and which we point to. But even in the matter of criminal prosecution, I want to make a suggestion that restitution should be part of the whole concept of criminal prosecution, so that we don't take restitution as whole and complete and leave punishment as not part, and say that when you steal and they catch you, you return and you are safe. No, it must be a case of retrieving what is lost and correcting your criminal mind. So that the two of them work together. But again, before we can do that, we need to also encourage people to accept restitution as part of the correction.
Right.
But you don't say that immediately you bring, we will prosecute you, we will take what you bring and also punish you. Let's give a criminal moratorium so that within the next 2 years, whoever brings anything that has been unlawfully appropriated from the state, within this time,
bring it,
and you will enjoy the holiday.
Yes.
Thereafter.
Otherwise,
but subsequent, we affect our laws to also include restitution as part of the punishment continuum, so that you will bring it, and when you bring it, further than that, your criminal mind, we must also punish it. Punishment does not only necessarily seek confinement. If the man is wealthy enough to be able to cough out what he took from the state, and he still has assets beyond that, let's attack that one also. And say that, well, because you punish us by taking our money or enjoying it for this period of time, we also work into your estate. Say you have 3 houses beyond the recovery. Okay, sacrifice 2 of them to the state. So that it becomes a deterrent for people who only want to steal and return upon recovery and then go scot-free. So that from 2 years then, down the line, if you do same, you will not only be required to bring whatever you have misappropriated by way of plea bargaining, but will also make something to the state so that it becomes unprofitable to undertake that venture to begin with. But we have to be careful. It is better to let 100 criminals go scot-free than to punish one innocent person.
Okay.
So the nature of the game is evidence. Let's assume that everybody is innocent, and let's pursue criminality diligently and carefully, so that we will not also, in so doing, punish people who are not in the line of punishment. Now, let me commend also Martin for showing us the civil alternative. Only that I added a few more. Let's pursue that line. And indeed, I remember me and Martin coming here and advising outgone Attorney General that something small in your hand is better than something big that you are pursuing. So for nothing at all, once a party in the matter says, I have this to give, take it first. Then continue and see if you can get more. But the outright rejection of that which has been given, I thought was very immature. So it shouldn't have occurred that way.
Is that not financial loss? It was very not smart. Is that not financial loss to the state? I'm asking. Is that not financial
I appreciate your contribution, but
I'm asking you. Is that not financial loss to the state?
No, you can make that argument. You're entitled to make that argument, but at least when I took your time, I beg of you to give me. You see, so now, as I was saying, it was improper for us to have come out with an outright rejection. In fact, but this morning, the good old professor, I have enjoyed you, but I want you to be the academic that you are, be without more, so that we can safely engage you and learn from you. But if you go beyond the threshold of academia into doing my brother's bidding, then yes, because the advocacy this morning has been terribly skewed towards this.
In what sense?
I appreciate you for that, but I enjoy your neutrality, and I want to continue to enjoy it. And it will be good if we have a class of academia being neutral in their criticism, and then inviting also both sides of the political divide to have a benefit of your intellectual depth and your intellectual, finesse. Then we can safely address both you or both of us can address you.
But you see, so if I have to see, you cannot be neutral if you have to choose between right and wrong.
No.
Neutrality.
Okay, Abusia Winnie and Sama a course or political highway so. Sophia Akuffo and I say or this and seminal to Jana lawyer Martin Pebu and so any details in a bray. But I must say some more Japanese cocoa teas are audio no at the bray. POG Media so. But I must say.